It's a great pleasure to call here Juan from Finboot.
Hello, everyone. My name is Juan, yes, and I am a co-founder at Finboot. I want to take you guys on a little bit of a time travel and perhaps even get some of you a bit nostalgic. Do you remember how electronic mail was in the early 90s? Let me tell you, it was just for scientists and engineers. None of the apps we know and use today existed. But yet, if we fast forward a couple of years, email had become one of the most widely used tools in every office in the world. And today is in every one of our pockets. Now think for a second. Do we know how it works? Probably not. But the fact is, it doesn't matter. What matters is we have access to it and we can easily use it. Now let's think about how this applies to blockchain today. Well, this is what blockchain looks like today. Lines and lines of code. We keep talking about the impact it's going to have on businesses across sectors, on finance, on insurance, on the legal sector, on supply chains, and the list goes on and on. But yet today, there are no business-friendly products that allow companies to easily interact with blockchain technology. This is where we come in with Marco. Marco builds blockchain applications centered on smart contracts to turn this complicated technology into usable products and services. And for us to understand why using Marco is the most efficient approach for companies using blockchain, we need to take a look at the users, at how large companies would approach their use of blockchain. Well, the first approach could be to dedicate extensive resources into abstracting and adapting the technology for their employees to use. But this is an expensive approach, and it's a lengthy approach. So then you have the growing number of consortiums and alliances, which are great for the exploration of the technology, but they fall short when it comes to providing services. Marco brings blockchain applications to the business user. It is fast, it is safe, and it is easy to use. And Marco provides applications for the complete corporate structure. These are just some of the areas where we are creating value. In data protection, in oil and energy, in supply chains, and in peer-to-peer trading. Salma. Salma is blockchain technology for data protection, which is particularly interesting not only because of the latest news, but also with new European data protection regulations coming into effect. Block Labs is blockchain technology for the supply chain. We're working with a listed oil and energy company to optimize their supply chain processes. And I want to stop here for a second and emphasize that Marco delivers all of these applications, so every single one of them is built on the same infrastructure and delivered by the same service, Marco. We can think of him like a bucket of Legos, where all the small Lego pieces are the resources you need to run your blockchain application. And Marco himself puts them together or configures them to create a new application. We can use those same resources and reconfigure them to create a different application. This is precisely what makes Marco a highly scalable product capable of meeting the growing demands of companies using blockchain. Now, to reach those companies, we plan to start in Spain and the UK, as those are the countries where our partnerships are the strongest. Our first step towards globalization will be through Latin America, an emerging market through which we have a professional and personal connection to it. The way we bring Marco to our clients is on a subscription fee per usage basis, with different plans that adapt to the company needs. Additionally, we build the consumption of application resources on a pay-as-you-go basis. Now, before I finish, I want to talk a little bit about the founding team. We are a team with vast experience on technology, particularly when it comes to turning technology into products. And we have mixed backgrounds on deep tech, software development, and business development. We have carefully studied our finances over the next couple of years, And we believe with very modest predictions, in fact, we know with very modest predictions, we can reach break-even by early 2020. We raised a small seed round at the beginning of this year, which will allow us to get Marco to a beta version by June 2018. We will be raising a larger round, which will allow us to bring Marco to a full release version by early 2019. Now, we all saw how electronic mail disrupted the communication sectors in the 90s. And just like those early days of email, today we're living the early days of blockchain. Marco is there to facilitate this foreseen evolution. And we encourage you to join us in this journey. Again, my name is Juan. This is Finboot. Thank you very much for your time.